It was one time I was just out and I just got a random FaceTime from my boy Moy, and he was like, come studio, and he was with Lancey. I happened to be like 10 minutes away. I just pulled up. I was mad nervous. Oh, what the hell, like this is crunch time. But like when I got in the studio, like literally they pulled up the beat, get in the booth, and that was the first song we ever made together. And then that's the way the song just came up.
Some my girls are black, some my girls are tan.
What's going on, guys? You're watching Kids Take Over right now. Really special episode. Chilling here in the neighborhood in Astoria with my guy YT.
Outside, bro.
What's up, bro?
Thank you for having me, man.
Hell yeah.
It's good to be here.
It's so funny because like 2 days ago, I just hit you up randomly to go to the Two Hollow show.
Bro. Hey, man, that was crazy, but no, that was not fun to see, bro. Yeah, that was in Brooklyn, but we were just talking about Crazy Performer, bro. That was a cool show. Thank you for bringing me through to that.
Of course, me, you, my guy Coco was behind the camera.
Here, bro.
And
yeah,
Ian.
man.
Ian was with us too.
Yeah, bro. Ian, Dallas, like a bunch of people out there. It was sick to see, bro. But that was man, crazy show.
For sure. I mean, I think it's good that, you know, obviously we're doing an interview, but it's good that we're getting to like hang out before, because we hung out before at the Cal Market as well.
Yeah, literally last month. Same thing I was telling you. I was like, a lot of the time, when people hit you up, you just meet them straight away, and it's like, let's work, like let's get into it straight away, and like it's not natural.
And I think it's a London thing, because when I linked up with Lancey the first time, he was like, we got a reason first. Like,
that's not even the UK side, that's just a Lancey time, bro. That's the way he be speaking.
That's funny.
But yeah, no, I do think it is a UK attitude that's like, people are a lot more reserved, so like, people really be trying to chill and kick it first. It's less of like a networky and like, yo, let's get into it, let's make work happen. A lot of the time it's like, people really want to be like cool with you or know some shit before getting into that.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I really wanted to interview you, you in particular, but also just the whole UK scene right now. I'm such a fan of like.
Thank you, man. That's exciting to hear, bro. That's not exciting to hear.
All of it, and I just think that we're early on it here, and you guys are just scratching the surface. But curious, to like, what part of London are you even from?
It's interesting. I'm from like East London, but I'm kind of from like the suburbs. So I'm on the outside. I'm on the edge of London. So from like a place called Romford, which is like on the border of Essex and East London. I just claim London. I just claim the UK generally. Yeah.
Well, I mean, explain it to me, because how is it different growing up there compared to a place like the US, like New York, let's say? Or
I feel like where I grew up was quiet. So like just suburban. Like I'm from a good home. I went to boarding school in a place called Harrow, northwest London.
I heard that's like really prestigious.
Yeah. So like I've got Nigerian parents, so like academia, school was like massive to them. That's everything. So like they sent me to like boarding school. I went there from like 13 to 18, or went to like a crazy boarding school. Were
there artists from your neighborhood or just like that like region of London that you were inspired by? Like
Again, I say like, so there are rappers from East London. So like Lancey, for example, he's from like, yeah, he's from East. Unknown T, a lot of those, he's in Hackney. Grime culture, and then like going further back, grime culture, and then like drill. Drill, I mean, there's drill rappers from like north, south, east, west, every part.
Curious, like what made you want to do music growing up? Is that what you're always destined to do? Because you went to like boarding school and all these things, and like you said, you have Nigerian parents. Like I have Pakistani parents, so it's the same thing.
You know
like,
how it is.
They want you to do something that's academic, you know?
Yes, that's literally it. Like I tried like 3 like actual instruments in school. Like I tried the piano, the trombone, and the trumpet, and I didn't get to like, I don't know how they grade it. It's the most random stuff, but like I didn't pass the first thing in any of them. So like I sucked. I was really just listening to music so much, and it was mainly like that first underground wave, like the SoundClouds 2016, that like XXL freshman class. Like that was when I really got into music. Like all of those guys, Yachty, Uzi, Kai, like I really fell in love with all of that stuff. So it was just like, I think it was 2016, summer 2016. I was bored, and I just found like a TK, Playboy Carti type beat, and I was like, pulled that up on my mum's laptop, and that was the first time I like messed around making music. And like after I made that track, like I just fell in love with the feeling of just recording. around my first year of uni, which is college for the Americans.
Yeah, no, that's a uni too. I'm
yeah,
Canadian,
yeah,
so
okay, you say uni as well. So like around my first year of uni, that was when I realized I was still doing the work, but that was when I realized like, okay, this music stuff's what I love. I gotta like find a way to make this thing work. This is what I want to do.
That's interesting because for the people that don't know, bro, this guy didn't just go to university. He went to Oxford University.
Yeah, man. Hey.
Like nuts to think about.
Yeah, man.
And yeah, I gotta show you something, bro.
Yeah.
I'll put it up for the screen, but I found the craziest screenshot. I found this guy's LinkedIn profile, bro.
Oh my
Craziest
gosh.
photo. I don't know if you guys can see this, but this is YT's LinkedIn right here.
Hey, man.
And bro, I was just looking at like, okay, what did you study? You know, dude, right now, currently you have independent music artist, producer, and content creator, self-employed.
That's so funny. Oh my gosh. I literally have a bar about that in a song called The One, right? Like you can check my LinkedIn, all A stars, never B's.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's crazy that you actually found that. But yeah, hey, I was thinking the other day, like I was thinking about, I deleted the LinkedIn app. I was like, I'm never logging back into that again. Like, thank God. But
Yeah.
I was like, should I delete the account so nobody can find that?
you might
But
have
I
to
was like,
now
you know
after
what? I'm gonna leave it up there as a flex because if people see my credentials,
Nah, it's cool.
but I've low-key got some crazy credentials on there. But like, I studied philosophy and French literature. So like, it's so different from like what I'm doing now. My course was 4 years and that was like such a drag. I tried to drop out second year, third year, but my parents didn't let me. So I had to stick it out, but like I'm at the end of the day, I managed to graduate and glory to God, and I'm happy that my parents made me stick through that and that I got the degree now. I think it's cool to show that like you can do multiple things, like that you don't have to just be like, oh, I'm dropping out, I want to do this. Like I feel like there is a way to make it work in multiple ways if that's what you want to do.
You might be the only rapper that I've heard of that went to an Ivy League school and during that time blew up, you know?
Yeah,
like,
it's crazy. That's like, yeah, but I remember like Arc'teryx, like when I was in like the start of my third year when that started to go up. Yeah. And like that was just a wild experience because like.
So that was while you were in school, Arc'teryx.
Yeah.
Arc'teryx on me, no, we don't run no Patagonia. Arc'teryx.
And that was when, after that blew up, that was when I was saying to my parents, like, I'm getting out of there, I'm dropping out, I'm done. Like, I thought I was clear. Like, I thought,
nah, you're staying.
No. But like, to be fair, looking back at it, that would not have been a good call to drop out there. Like, one little internet moment does not mean that that's your career set for life. So like, like I said, I'm glad that they made me like stick that out.
Right, bro. It's crazy because the music that people know you for now is like the jerk music, you know? Which I want to get into in a sec because I'm such a fan of the way you're doing it. What did you learn the most about having a song blow up like Arc'teryx super early on? And then, because I'm going to be honest, like, I did not hear about you again, just personally, until later when the jerk stuff came out. So how did that feel when there was like, you do this crazy thing, it's getting numbers, and then there's like a gap in between?
It was kind of like a bloop in the sense that like, I saw like, yo, that song blew up at a very certain time and it was related to like the meme trend on TikTok and the quotes and stuff. And I was like, a lot of it wasn't related to my own music or my own artistry. So I was like, it's not, and then I was getting deals and stuff off of that single.
You got a deal off that one song?
They were offering me crazy like deals, like big money up front, but like the rest of the terms was, I got offered 110K for Arc'teryx plus 2 singles.
Jeez.
Like, wow. But like I didn't take those deals because I saw that like, okay, you sign with the label, now they've got control of your stuff and they're gonna be trying to push you to make this type of song again. And that's a moment like Arc'teryx isn't something that you can recreate like that. And you see that a lot of the time people have a big TikTok song and then they sign the first deal that comes their way and then song number 2 and song number 3 doesn't hit like that, then they owe their label, they still haven't, they're left unrecouped for the rest of the stuff. They lose the momentum. They don't really have their own artistic autonomy to keep making their own stuff. So I saw that and I was like, I went back, like, didn't take any of those deals, just went back to dropping SoundCloud, just locked in, making my own music. And I knew that I needed to come up on my own terms and have like a real organic come up and build an authentic, real fan base, not just try and capitalize off some internet motion, because that's not how it works. So like, I wouldn't take offense to you saying that you didn't hear of me till 2 years later, because like that's the way I planned it to be. Like I was like, okay, I'm gonna take a step back and like, okay, what do I actually want to build? What's the sound that I really want to come up on? And I knew that when the time was right, the rest would happen like authentically.
Well, one thing I really respect about you, and this is just from what I've heard, is like when you were first making music, bro, like people were kind of counting you out. You
yeah,
know?
man.
Like, people were like kind of bullying you and
Literally,
shit like that.
it's I've always felt like a little bit of an underdog in that sense, because like the uni I was at, like a lot of people weren't doing musical or creative stuff, so that wasn't like a cool thing to do. It was like, that was something like, oh, like you're kind of the odd one out. People would laugh at you for that. Even around the scene, I guess, songs like Artrix, some people might call that a meme song, or like some people might think, okay, he's had his 5 minutes, like that's all he's got. So, but like I've always known that my artistry and like my ability was way deeper than that, and so that's why I was happy to be patient and show people like, okay, take the time and like we'll see who really lasts. There has been a lot of people who doubted, or like I probably might not have been the person that people would have put their money on like 2-3 years ago, but I think the fact that I'm here now, and hey, I still don't really think I've done anything yet, there's still a long way to go, but like the fact that I'm probably, people might see me as one of the front runners now, I think I'm happy that I've reached this point, because I feel like I always knew that, and it was just about me taking the time and finding the way to convince others.
It's kind of annoying though, I feel like, even as I'm not a rapper, but like I make content and stuff, and it's so annoying when people make fun of you for something and those, like, it sounds so cliche, but those exact same people will praise you and want to like talk to you later, and it's you're not doing anything different. You're doing the same thing you were always doing, but it's just a little bit of numbers behind
Literally,
it,
I always say like, first to hate, first to congratulate. Like I feel like that's the way people are, and you used to have to be begging people to like repost your stuff, and then all of a sudden now when you drop, everybody wants to put you on their story, like, oh yeah, I knew that guy.
Adding
you and stuff.
Thinking that you're gonna mention them back, like, nah, bro, I'm not gonna mention
every
you
time
back.
you're with them now, they're posting, they're taking pictures of you and tagging you and stuff. Through all of that, just learn not to take it personally, because I feel like that is just kind of the way it is.
That's really humble of you, bro. I think the reason I think that, because I've been kind of monitoring the UK scene for just like a little bit, and I think the reason it worked for you so much and why it's gonna work for you is because your influences, I don't think that, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think that it's just like UK artists. I think you're more so influenced by like Slayworld, like Summrs.
That's what people would say that's a crazy take, but Summrs genuinely might be my favorite artist of all time. Like personally, like Goonie, Autumn, Izaya, KanKan, like Summrs, like that's like some of the most I've ever been into music. That might be like my favorite era of music. These were some young niggas like basically the same age as me, just like them and their friends just like running it up off the internet, and that inspired me so much, like the way that those guys did that independently, and like it was like, it was a unit. It's
funny, we were at the Two Hollis show, and I was telling you about how we're gonna interview Nav, right? And he's like, oh, that's my goat.
That's bro.
Like, I mean, like, all respect to Nav, but it's like, I did not expect you from the UK at your age to be like, Nav is your goat. But I kind of get it now.
It's crazy though. I do think that like me and probably a couple of my friends were probably like some of the most tapped in people. So like in 2015, like Nav wasn't big in the UK, but like we were like some of the very few people that like literally even before he dropped the self-titled project, when he was just like no face,
when he was
Beats by Nav, just dropping SoundCloud songs. Nobody really knew what he looked like, and like that's what I'm saying. We were there the same way. Yeah, you don't hear too many people in the UK making Pluggnb, or like the UK is always making its own stuff, but also America, it does kind of like trend set for the whole world. Like that is just a fact, and so like you could be pretty ahead on something in the UK by just being like tapped into what's going on in America, because like through whatever's going on in America, 3-4 years later it's going to trickle into the UK. It definitely isn't copying, we definitely are innovating and pioneering, but we definitely take inspiration from that. So
I mean, I'm gonna keep it super real, bro. If people in the US don't like me for this, I'm gonna keep it straight up. Like, you guys are doing the jerk sound better than they're doing in the US, and it's just facts. I don't know if it's the accents, I don't know if it's I think it's the flows too. Tell me about that. Like, what made you want to hop on this, like, these like jerk beats? Because I'm wholeheartedly saying like you guys are doing it the best.
Hey, thank you, man. And I might agree with that, and that's no disrespect to them.
Yeah, and all respect to like the Nets fans and all them. Like they all did.
They are the pioneers, and I think that they're amazing artists, and and for whatever reason, like you said, the jerk, the hood trap sound, the wave we've got on it right now is very exciting. But like, my like earliest like internet memories was watching. I used to want to be a dancer and stuff, so I was watching. I suck at dancing, but like I used to want to be a dancer, so I was watching all of these videos in like 2010, 2011, and like that was a big part of my childhood. And then like last year, at the start of last year, like January, February, I like came across Patch Made by Xavier, and then I was just like, whoa, and I was like, this guy's like doing that, but like a decade later, and with his own swag, random bars, just flexing, swagging, just like also like what seemed like a pretty regular kid, and he's just like talking about his life and just saying stuff. And like, yeah, I messaged Xavier, I was like, yo, this is crazy, and like, yeah, he was showed love as well.
That's fire.
And then I was like, yo, I want to bring this to the UK. I made a song called like Ain't Telling and Pockets Full of Money.
Yeah.
And I just threw them on like SoundCloud as throwaways. And they like started going up more than like the main stuff I was making at that time.
I think it was those two for sure. But if we're gonna keep it super real, I feel like when people are watching this, everyone knows Black and Tan.
Yeah,
like
man.
Black and Tan was the one.
Some my girls are black, some my girls are tan. Watch this shorty posing like she don't know who I am. Look here, I was bummy, check me, now I've got some bands. Shorty tryna kick it, she must think I'm Jackie Chan.
Yeah, man, that's when it went like up,
Twitter was
up.
just like flooded with that. And
that video and like...
And Lancey is just like, bro, tell me about Black and Tan in particular. Like that song, that's YT right there.
Yeah, man, it's the way that whole song came together is just so crazy, because again, like, it was one time I was just out and I just got a random FaceTime from my boy Moy, and he was like, come studio, and he was with Lancey, and then Lancey FaceTimed me and he was like, pull up. And this was like January 5th this year.
Yeah.
Told me to pull up to the studio. I happened to be like 10 minutes away. I just pulled up. I was mad nervous. Like, I was like, oh, what the hell? Like, this is crunch time. But like, when I got in the studio, like literally they pulled out the beat. He was like, I got this beat, get in the booth. And that was the first song we ever made together. And then that's the way the song just came up.
Just like that.
Literally just like that. And then I had to hit my boy Lauzza up for the video, because after we had the song, we were like, we need to do something crazy with this.
I gotta shout him up, bro.
Yeah, man, that is the goat.
Yeah, I thought it was Lauzza for the longest time. And then you corrected me. But no, Lauzza is, dude, the way that you guys did that video, it was like you brought back like early 2000s.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're doing a jerk beat as well. And then not only that, but then you did the same thing for MVP. It's like you guys have really created this style with your videos, and it brings the music to life.
Yeah.
Tell me about Lauzza and like how much he's helped.
Lauzza is so crazy, because again, Lauzza even did the Arcturix video like way back.
That's crazy.
So it's like, and like, I met Lauzza 2018, 2019, so that's really like my brother. And like, but I remember even back in the day, I used to call him a videographer, and like, this was before he had even really done anything, but if I called him a videographer, he'd get pissed off. He'd be like, no, I'm a director.
Right.
And seeing all of his work now, I really see why he had that mindset, and he's earned that title, because a lot of people are making music videos, a lot of people are doing that stuff, but like, nah, he's really a whole director, and like you said, it really brings songs to life. I think we're in a time where a lot of people like are putting less effort into music videos, or a lot of people think because of short form content and stuff that music videos aren't important anymore. But I think a good music video is probably the easiest way to get attention to your music, and like you said, to create something bigger than just a song. I got to shout out like Moy Digital, Sab Dog, like a lot of different guys, Nolan, a lot of different guys work on these projects.
You gotta think about it, right? It's like, if you just made the song, like, it was a great song, honestly, but I don't think that would have went up on Twitter. It's like when someone from the US sees that video, they're like, oh yeah, no, this is sick now. Like, that's like their stamp of approval.
100.
MVP one was actually better in my opinion, because I was a big player of NBA Street Volume 2 on the PS2. So it's like when I saw that, I was like, yeah, I see what you guys are going for.
100%.
When you get the game breaker, you know?
That's literally it.
Well, I gotta shout out someone who's on that song, and someone I've spoken to and supported a lot, is Fimiguerrero, you know?
Yes, sir.
I think that's someone that I would assume you're really close with, because you guys collaborate so much, you know?
Definitely, like, it's again, like the same way I was saying earlier about not that many people being tapped into like the underground thing, or like making underground music. Like, me and Fimi have known each other since like 2018, because my friend Kwes sent me this thing like, yo, have you seen this guy? This guy's from London, or like he's from like outside of London. He's making Pluggnb as well. Back in like 2018, he was making Pluggnb. We found each other on the internet when each of us only had like probably like hundreds of views on our song, because we were like the only people in London who were like listening to and making that type of music mad early. But like, yeah, man, that's the bro. And yeah, he's going crazy. Like, he's probably the most turned like in the UK right now, bro. Like, he's one of them ones, bro. So that's I got a shout out to Fimi. He's going crazy. I
feel like it's you, Fimi, and Len. It's like you three.
People will say that, man. I feel like it's mad. Like, I'm mad honored to hear that and to see people say that. But and I think that it's sick that we get to be kind of like the front runners or the vanguards and like pave the way and put on for like everyone else. But like I'm reluctant to take that title because I just think there are so many people going crazy in the UK.
Well, then
right
tell
now.
me, like, as someone in the US, you know, if I'm tapped into the UK scene, I mainly see you three, and then I know there's like a ton of other ones that I follow as well.
Yeah.
But put me and the audience on to like, who do we have to keep our eye on in the UK?
I need to spam everybody right now because I don't want to forget anyone. And Coco, if I forget someone, shout me. But I'm gonna say Pierre, Kwes, C. Milano, Santova, Callisto, CL, Tebow, Jeff, Omian. Oh my gosh, Omian, Juvenile and Finesse Kid are two new people who are going crazy. SD Kid, Rico Ace. Bro,
Fakemink's from
Fakemink, bro. Oh my god, nah. Wait, I'm gonna actually hit my phone real quick and double check. Jim Legxacy, 5EB, Bex, Moses. Yeah, man. Shout out everybody in the UK because like it's such an exciting time, such a crazy movement going on.
It's so interesting you're saying that because I want to talk about something that's like a little bit controversial, maybe, you know. But I've been seeing on Twitter, Skepta has been saying these just like. I didn't fully get what he was saying at first because I'm not from the UK, but he was just like, what did he say? Like, recap it, because I don't want to fuck it up.
Yeah, off of the tweets, he was basically questioning the existence of an underground scene in the UK right now and basically saying, like, that all of the stuff that was going on in his time and all the stuff that was coming up, and basically saying that it doesn't exist no more. And so a lot of us took offense to that because, that's... damn near everybody in the UK looks up to Skepta as like the GOAT. So like he's probably unanimously the GOAT, both musically and culturally. And he was basically questioning the existence of an underground and like basically saying that the UK scene is relatively dead at the moment, where there is some truth to that on the mainstream level, but like we probably have the most exciting underground that like this country's had, or like one of the most exciting underground scenes in the world right now. And like it seems like he shouldn't be able to say something like that because he has enough proximity to the scene, so he should know what's going on. So it's either this guy is super tapped out and doesn't know what's going on, or he's actively disregarding and not acknowledging us. So that's why a lot of people took offense to that. Yeah,
I wonder if it's maybe it's like an overreaction or something, because like to me, I cannot say anything bad about Skepta. I'm from the US. To me, Skepta, when I think of like cool, I automatically think of like Rocky, Cardi, Skepta, like those three, obviously Kanye too. So it surprises me a little bit when people are, damn, it's a really fallout here. It's like,
literally.
It surprises me a little because I'm just like, he is the one that seems like he would be tapped in
most,
That's
the thing. So it's kind of like, does he know or how does he not know? So we don't really know, and I feel like, again, it's no disrespect because like, that is, we know like, on a wider level, or like he is one of the people who's put on the UK the most and probably done the most for the culture. Like, but I guess there's a couple of us who would like to see, and I don't even know if I can even ask that of him, but it's like, I guess people would like to see him take like a more proactive interest, or like, not even an interest, just like acknowledge what we've got going on, because it is happening, and like we're taking over. The
UK infrastructure when it comes to like your guys' sound and your music, like what do you think is missing?
Everyone in the UK is really stubborn, and they don't like new things. People don't like people like bending the status quo, or something that's like unfamiliar or that they don't know is like, they reject it. Like they're not really trying to see new stuff. And people will complain about like UK music being dead, or like the scene is so stale. But then when somebody pops out doing something different, they'll be the first to be like, oh, what the hell is this? What the hell is this? Well, bring back 2015, bring back 2016, bring back Afro Swing. And like, I even got in some beef on Twitter with some of the like older generation UK artists. Shout out NSG now though, because we're cool now. So shout out NSG. But like, we made up. Shout out to them now. But like, that was a thing at the start of the year, because like one of my snippets went up on Twitter, and then like I got like thousands of quote tweets of just hate. Like people like, kind of like what happened with that Netspend drank snippet. It was like the equivalent of that.
I could feel that. We were on a bike yesterday or the other day, and I was asking you, I was like, oh, is there a KTO in the UK? And you were like, You're like, no, there isn't, but we do have some creators bubbling up. So tell me a bit more about that. Why do you think there is no KTO or, you know?
Shout out jj.finns and shout out SOBtv. I'd say those are the two main like platforms documenting like what's happening right now, and they're growing and they're a very integral part of the scene and what's happening. And it's, I think, yeah, it needs documentarians and it needs people like capturing culture and like interviewing and getting like more than just the music. And I was saying, I think the reason that, like I was saying on the bike, the reason that it just happened is it's still relatively small. If people start doubling down and doing it intentionally, like, and somebody like comes up with an innovative way to do it or something that really sets them apart or like mocks them as the official, as something super official, then I think we're gonna see a platform like that. Interesting.
I guess on that note, it really warms my heart to see like the US embrace you. Even when we were getting like a Philly cheesesteak or whatever, we hopped out and there was like these kids and they were like, it's so funny, I even got it on camera because I had to record. And they're like, yo, wait, you're YT?
Take a flick. Hey, bro. What's good, man?
What the fuck?
What's good, man?
How do you feel about your US reception, and which artists from the US out here, like in this scene, are like tapping in with you?
It's been sick to see, and it's like I even tweeted it the other day. Like it really blows my mind, because being somewhere that's not your home, that's not your city, and like people being familiar with you, like that's insane to see. But like a lot, like you, of course, Cash Cow Music, Underground. Cash Cow Music's been supporting me for time in a place where people haven't really taken in UK accents, or people think like just like laugh at the concept of Britain. It's cool to see that, like, okay, this is something people are becoming familiar with. And like, I guess obviously Ian brought me and Lancey out when he came and did his show in London. I'm cool with Wolfface, Joey, Swapa, Devstacks, my boy Sheo, Picasso, Brezzo. I've been talking to a bit recently. Brezzo is hard as hell.
Who's like someone that you really want to work with? Maybe that you haven't even talked to yet, but you're just like, nah, I really want to work with this guy.
One day to get a song with Summrs, that would be sick. I rock with Osamason a lot. That was probably my most listened to artist last year. I'd say probably Osama. Two Hollis from that show was crazy. His production. I also saw that he's an insane performer as well. So I think the lane you're going to see my music go down is going to be a lot of electronic, like dance inspired stuff. So I think something cool might align in that direction in the future sometimes. But yeah, those are a couple of people that I'm rocking with a lot right now.
I think you and Jim Legxacy would make a great song in that.
That's cool. It's cool because, like, again, Jim's another guy who's been like a good friend of mine for time, but like I don't know if our music necessarily like aligns directly, but I think in the direction both of us are going, like, even he sent me a jerk song that he made like a couple of years ago. Like, so he sent me that stuff. So like, yeah, the way you never know with the way things turn out and the way things are heading. Like, so yeah, I think maybe our sounds are merging a little bit more. So a collaboration on that front might be cool. But like I said, again, that's just the guy as well. That's just the boy. So I'm sometimes I'm not even thinking about collaboration. It's just homies. So it's like, if things align, they will. If things are supposed to align, they will.
What about bro? I saw ASAP Rocky like one of your posts. That's so. That
crazy. Was the most like bonkers notification I've ever seen come up. I was like, there's no way. Clicked on it. Obviously, it was the real page. I was like, what? So, but like, it was just a like on the MVP video, but just to see that, it's crazy. You never really know who's watching, and so like the fact that like that has that much reach and that people like that are seeing that, like, obviously that's like a goat. So it's crazy to see.
For sure. Hell yeah, bro. Man, so much love for what you got going on right now.
Thank you, man. It really means the world, man.
But as of right now, I'm not gonna lie, bro. We've been chilling here, super hungry.
For ages.
Let's go get something to eat.
Let's get out of here, bro. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, I appreciate you having me, bro. It's been good to talk.
Hell yeah, it's YT. You guys are watching Kids Take Over.
Let's go.
Yo, what up, y'all? I'm sure a lot of you watching right now are from the UK. You know, maybe you might be unfamiliar with KTO, I don't know. But if you enjoyed the style of videos and the interview, come follow me on my journey. I run KTO and I host all the content. Click subscribe if you like this YT interview, bro. I think we're just gonna do more and more UK ones, just things that I care about, you know? Hit like on the video, comment your thoughts. I'm gonna read all of it, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next video.